up, everybody. Hey, look at us. All right. Thank you. One more time for Jacob Samuel. Make it loud for him. He's one of you guys, Vancouver local. Hell yeah, this is wonderful. Thank you so much for helping me fill up this giant place. It was stressful, all right? I was like, well, they're like, don't worry, we can close off the balconies. I'm like, please, don't make it. That's always my fear every time we're gonna try bigger venues. I'm like, boy, what if they don't come? And they're like, isn't it exciting? I'm like, you mean terrifying? That's what it is. Can you imagine if there's 80 people in here? It'd feel like I was auditioning for something. I feel like I'm auditioning for Fiddler on the Roof or something. I don't know, whatever the hell he said. But this is awesome. Look, big letters and all that stuff. That's cool. It's great. I like it. Hashtagging is still in, you know? In case you forgot, we still hashtag, all right? That's going to be something that everyone's going to remember from this era. It's like, remember that, 15 years where everything was hey, hashtag Marcy and Jeff's wedding. Hey, hashtag us so all the photos show up in the same spot. I want to see my mother puking in a bush. I want to see that. But no, it's very, very exciting to be here. It's a beautiful theater next to... This is the most beautiful theater next to a strip club I've ever performed at. That strip club is right there. That is so close, right? That's weird. Isn't that weird? There's on the other side of that wall. Very different show. Very different audience. Let's be honest about that. All right? I hope there's less laughing going on at that show. Wouldn't that be rude if the stripper was crushing harder than me right now? It's just a hilarious stripper, and you're all gawking at me, and we just hear fun happening over there. And you guys are just... And I'm like, I think we got the wrong audiences. I do hope at least 2 people went to the wrong venue. I hope one person from my show is over there going, man, these openers are insane. And I hope one person from there is here and he's like, damn it. He's like, I can't leave now. Everyone's going to know I'm that guy. I went to the wrong one. But it's awesome. I love coming to... It's not my first time in Vancouver. I've been here many a times. It's beautiful. 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 Honestly, beautiful. I've never seen such beautiful people. All of you have high-end dogs. All of you. Man, the shelters must be full. None of you are going there. Dude, those are purebred. They look like the Westminster Jog Show when I was walking around. Everything's just poofed out. Oh, these weren't even real dogs. None of them took a dump, all right? They would all just tinkle and a rose grew. Like, these are high-end. Every time they peed, someone captured it, and they're like, I need this for the others. I don't know what that last one meant either, but I already said it. Everyone is such high-end dogs. I was like, wow, it's beautiful. So diverse, so much all of Canada, not just Vancouver. So much diversity. I was in Edmonton 2 weeks ago. A lot of diversity out there. The week before that, Calgary, a lot of diversity out there. My wife's from Toronto. I go there all the time. A lot of diversity. Like, if I had to think, when I think of Canada, I picture a Sikh man in a winter coat. That's what I picture. Like when I see the maple leaf, that's what I see, and I'm like, that is like when I think of the United States, I just think of RFK working out without a shirt on in blue jeans with Kid Rock. That's what I think. That's what America is. It's just a guy without a shirt and blue jeans doing push-ups in a hotel sauna, and he's smart and he's dumb at the same time. Like, he'll say one smart thing, and you're like, whoa, and then the next thing, you're like, was that the same guy? Was that the same guy that said both those things? That's amazing. Things are going well over in America. Things are going well. I don't know if you keep up with the news. We're doing well. I sometimes open the news just to see what I'm going back home to. You know, it's like you ever open the pet cam just to see if the cat's puked on the couch? That's why I open up the local American news, just to know what I'm going back home to. Oh yeah, don't step there. They left a pile. The Supreme Court, Trump made these tariffs, and then the Supreme Court is like, you can't do these tariffs. And he's like, I just did them again. I don't know if you saw that. And it's weird. I don't know how to describe Donald Trump to us. It's like, have you ever watched someone else's kid? And you tell them, you can't do that. And then they just do it, and you're like, I can't hit them. So that's what Donald Trump is to us. Like, we have the Supreme Court going, you can't do that. And he's like, you can't hit me, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's pretty wild over there. But it's exciting. My wife and I, we just got passport cards. That's exciting. I don't know if you guys have that. There's like the full passport booklet, but they also offer passport cards, and they're worthless. They're essentially worthless. We looked them up. You can't fly into Canada with them. You still need the full. You could drive across the border with the card, but to fly, they're like full booklet, or you don't get to go. Which is such a weird thing. We didn't get them for that. We just got them because they're easier to pull out of your pocket when an ICE agent has their foot on your chest. If you think about it, to fumble with a book, like, I'm a citizen, but you could just pull out a card. It could be quickly. I'm sorry, is that too jarring to be hilarious? I just picture someone's foot on your chest. It's so hard to go, wait a second, but that should be the commercial for the passport cards. Sorry, I'm trying to make fun of sadness. That's what we're all trying to do, I suppose. I love doing that. I love making fun of sad things. We're the hotel we're staying at. We got to listen, my wife's with me, we got to listen to a couple argue in the next room. That's the best. You ever do that? You ever stay at a hotel? That's the best part, is listening to another couple argue. And we try to guess what they're arguing about. Because it was all we heard was muffled noises. All we heard was the only thing I heard for sure was and then out of nowhere he goes, calm down, and then the fireworks started. Then I heard everything she had to say, and I'm pretty sure I heard a cell phone fly across the room. Oh, it's fun to watch other couples argue. It's not fun when it happens to you, but to listen to another, it's beautiful. I like it when you can know something about somebody, but you don't know the person, you know? Like, I was at the hotel gym today by myself, and I was working out, and then an elderly man, fully clothed, came in, not dressed for the gym. He was wearing his out street clothes, and he came in, went straight into the bathroom, and closed the door, and was in there for a while. And then he came out, quickly closed his door behind him, left, and I was like, man, what a way to let me know you're married. And your wife's like, you're not doing that here. Go to the gym. I told you not to have spicy food. But we're on vacation. You poop at the gym. Like, that's a married, there's no one staying in a hotel room by themselves going, I'm gonna go poop at the gym. I'm gonna get my key card, go down 2 floors, and then take a dump in the gym. That's what I'm gonna do. Very nice. Very nice to be here. I'm glad you guys all got my Truth Social Evites. The one guy got that. Hell yeah. Is anyone on Truth Social? Has anyone figured out that login process? That is the social media thing Trump started, and dude, it doesn't work. I tried to log in because, spy a little, find out. I want to know when the next thing's happening so I can be ready, know where not to be when the next one's going down. So I tried to log in, and it doesn't work. They're like, give us your email, we'll send you a login. And I didn't get the email for a week, and I'm like, they need some liberal engineers, is what they need. That's why you got to reach across the aisle sometimes. Because all the good engineers are a bunch of libs. That's who they are. You can tell technology is more of a lefty thing. You can tell based on the right-leaning memes. You can tell. Because the memes from the right, a little pixelated, all right? They could use a phone call to Silicon Valley and go like, how do I change the resolution? Dad, that's why you gotta reach across the aisle. They need some liberal engineers and like an advertising team. Truth Social, that sounds like a church dance, doesn't it? Truth Social sounds like a dance a church is putting on to compete with homecoming. They're like, everyone's gonna get pregnant at homecoming. We're putting on our own dance. It is Truth Social. It will be done at an arm's length distance. That's how we dance. It will be Truth. It's so nice to be here. We're out. We're celebrating. We got California. I think we got the masks to be over. And as soon as we threw them away, World War III started. That's how that happened. As soon as we threw our masks, like, oh, a helmet now? Nice. Move that mask, put on that helmet. I have no idea what's going on. I'm Hungarian, so my friends have been asking me. I was born in Budapest, they're like, what's going on in Russia? And I'm like, what? You know I don't know anything. I don't know. And they're like, well, ask your mom. My mom doesn't know. What do you think? She's friends with Putin on Facebook? Like, what do you want? I don't know what he's doing. I do feel bad for the Ukraine because no one's helping. Everyone's just kind of like we dropped off some weapons, but we're not going to fire them, but there you are. It's a real half-ass way. It's like every karate movie where the karate master sees the kid's ass get kicked and he could simply just jump in and go, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, but instead, I'm going to train you for 6 months. And then you can do this fight yourself. It's like, why don't we just go kick their ass right now? See, everyone, I was like, we don't know. It just seems really half-assed. It's like watching your neighbor do yard work, and you're like, he could use some help, and you just drop off a shovel. Like, good luck with that. We're gonna watch from the window. He's using that shovel pretty good. Yeah, 90 Day Fiancé, which is like, if you don't know that show, that's like where people from third world countries come over and sleep with our ugliest citizens. It's like a sexual fear factor, is what it is. They're like, how badly do you want to leave your country? You willing to sleep with this guy? Yeah. He breathes out of his ears somehow. We don't know how he does it. So we were watching that show. I love it. And then it's fun because they get to go through typical relationship issues. And then my fiance and I watch it, and then it makes us feel better about our relationship. And I think that's what's good about these dating shows. You watch somebody having a bad time, and you're like, well, we got each other. We're doing it right. Look at those losers over there. Not us. We're doing amazing. There's a little person on this season. This guy flew from Arizona to possibly marry a little person. And as we were watching that, my fiance goes, if I was a little person, would you date me? No. No, I wouldn't. And she got offended. She's like, that's wrong. You can't say that. And I'm like, are you serious? You wouldn't date me if I was 2 inches shorter. If I was 2 inches shorter, you would have been like, pass, and you're like, she's like, you're right, you did just make the cut. And I'm like, I know, so don't you dare judge me for me being honest. But yeah, I don't know, I'm getting older. I'm not older, 35 isn't old, but I'm changing, you know, I'm changing. I'm slowly turning into a Republican. I can feel it. I can feel it. I think it happens naturally, you know? I'm 34 going on 35, I'm straight, I'm white, it just comes up, and I'm like, we need some order! Like, it just, I'm trying to fight it, but it creeps up. I realized it was happening because they put in bike lanes in my neighborhood, and I was ready to write to the mayor. It was a mayor I voted for, and he's like, I'm gonna put in bike lanes. I'm like, that's cool with me. I don't ride a bike, but I know people enjoy it, so put in the bike lane. And I voted for him.
And he didn't mention that if we put in the bike lane, we're gonna lose a lot of parking. And I found that out naturally by trying to go around and do stuff. And I'm like, all the parking's just painted red, and it's just bike lanes, and no one's in them. There's no one riding a bike, and it's just me and 10 cars circling the block looking for parking so that one imaginary guy sometime when I'm not on the street can just... And I'm like, no. And also, if you ride a bike, just ride a regular bike, all right? It's a good design. 2 wheels, a seat, you're up here, ride. You ever see a weird one where you're like, why couldn't you get the normal one? I couldn't. I saw one person riding the bike, they had one of the lay-down bikes. You ever see one of those? Has there ever been an exercise that looks more court-ordered than just someone's worried doctor? You need to start exercising. Like, all right, but I'm not sitting up, all right? I'm gonna look like a gurney got loose out of the back of an ambulance. That's what I always think of every time I see one of these. It looks like a gurney got loose out of the back of it. And I can just imagine EMT people trying to chase him down. Man, we gotta get you to the hospital.
Lots changed since last time I was here. The world ended. For a while, there was a worldwide pandemic. I don't know if you guys watched the news. It's pretty good story there for a long time. I don't even know if it's over, I think. I can't tell. No one's come out to tell us either way. I feel like Greta Thunberg should come out and just give us good news for once in her little life and be like, hey, I know I'm like the groundhog of bad news, but the pandemic's over, everybody. I think she should be the one to tell us. She should be given that honor, but I don't know. I thought the pandemic ended in March of 2021, and I actually declared that it was over. I yelled out loud. I declared the pandemic is now over. I have no jurisdiction to do that. But I saw so many other people yelling craziness about the pandemic that I felt left out, all right? But I really thought the pandemic was over in March of this year because I was flying home from Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah. Oh, are you? Okay. All right. Yeah. They do have an airport. You all right? I was flying home from Kansas City, Missouri, and across the aisle, this lady had the whole row to herself, and she laid down, face down, into the airplane seat cushion. Just face right into it. No pillow, no rolled up sweatshirt, just face into a seat cushion. And I was looking at her, I'm like, yeah, I think the pandemic's over now. But it is not. There is more. Man, this pandemic, it's just, I don't know, a bunch of craziness has happened. Feels like a Super Bowl halftime show. That's what it is. Like a really long one when we're at home and we're just like, yeah, I guess this is entertaining. But when can we go back to the thing we showed up for? You know? It's definitely entertaining moments, but it's a little long in the tooth. Yeah? Wrap it up. I miss this. I miss doing comedy in front of people. Like during the pandemic, I didn't stop doing comedy. I was doing comedy on Zoom. I don't know if you guys, Zoom, the meeting app? That should have been illegal. But they let us do comedy on Zoom. If you don't know what that is, comedy on Zoom is exactly what I'm doing right now, except I would be doing it in my living room, doing it into my laptop screen, which hurts my heart just to talk about. Here's something you might not know about comedians, but if we bomb at a venue, we just don't go back to that venue, all right? There's plenty of bars and restaurants I've never stepped foot back into in San Diego where I live because I bombed there, and they've offended me. And when I drive by, I give them an ugly look, all right? Because I remember that they hurt my heart. But during the pandemic, I was doing comedy on Zoom in a place I pay to live at, so I couldn't even leave. The next day, I would just wake up and I'd make coffee in the morning, like, yep, that's where it happened. That's where I lost my dignity. Now, when I did Zoom comedy, I did try to make it feel like the real thing. So what I asked was for everyone to put their microphones on so I could hear the laughter. So it was like this. And I remember in December, I did a company Christmas party at 1 in the afternoon, which that should have been illegal, all right? Nothing is funny at 1 in the afternoon, okay? You can't do comedy at 1 in the afternoon. God's watching, all right? It's meant to be done at night in secret, you know? That's what comedy's meant to be. But I was doing comedy at 1 in the afternoon, and I asked everyone to put their microphones on, and there was an older lady in the audience. I could tell by her voice. She didn't have her video on, it just said Nancy on the screen. And she had her microphone on, but I don't think she meant to. Because like 2 minutes into my act, I hit a punchline, and everybody laughed. And for a second, I'm like, all right, this feels good. This feels like the real thing. And as soon as the laughter died down, Nancy, who doesn't realize her microphone's on, goes, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I gotta get to Costco. Really taking the wind out of my sails right now. Man, I do not miss Zoom. I did another company Christmas party that same day, and you know how you can see the other members of the meeting up at the top? I had someone leave my show by closing their laptop screen. Do you get why that hurts? Like, they just I saw them make the decision and execute. Like, it's dark in here. I can see the first few rows, but if someone in the back was like, I can't stand this, I gotta leave, I'll never know. And I'll leave tonight going, I had a fun show. But this person just looked in my soul and went, that's about enough of you. Do you get why that hurt? She didn't leave the meeting, she left technology. She's like, I'm gonna go read a book or something.